Guys, and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be the next installment for the Stars and Strikes series that I'm doing with a bunch of ladies. It was originally created by Julie from Nobody's Beauty Guru and sort of partly by myself, and I'll link everybody who's doing this in the description box down below. I know I'm a little bit late on this one, but we will be talking about all drugstore makeup items in this video. The reason I thought to myself I would do this now and put it up on this particular day is because the one that's going at the moment, which you'll see from everyone else, is actually spa products or spa related items or spa type things. I don't actually have anything to talk about in that category because I'm not a spa type person. Like, if you think about spa, you think about like bath stuff, scented stuff, facial stuff, massage stuff, foot stuff. And I've not tried a whole lot of stuff like that. I maybe tried 1 or 2 foot soaks from Avon, but that's it. So I'm going to coat over the fact that I'm doing completely the wrong topic in this section and talk about drugstore items instead. I hope the other ladies who are doing this don't mind. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure it'll be fine. But that is the reason why I'm talking about drugstore items and not spa items. First off then, while we're talking about drugstore items, then we start with our face. I don't start with my face, but people start with their face and they start with a primer. So let's talk about primers. And some great, amazing drugstore primers are the Maybelline ones. They're the baby skin. They have the Instant Fatigue Blur and the Instant Pore Eraser. I enjoy both of these primers. I think they are amazing drugstore alternatives to existing high-end products. Instant Fatigue Blur is kind of like a colour correction, but not quite a colour. It's also a complexion correction, so it kind of hides a little bit of texture, only a teeny little bit of texture, but it still hides texture as well as colour corrects. This is the Cool Rose because I have cool undertones, but they do a warm apricot, I think it's called, or warm peach or something, and that's for warmer skin tones. And this one, the Instant Pore Eraser, is similar to the Benefit Professional. It is a pore hiding product. I find that some days this works amazing, better than others, but it's still a great drugstore alternative to the Professional. I myself prefer the Professional, but I'm recommending this product within this video because this is great for what it is. So then foundations. I've tried some god-awful foundations from the drugstore. For example, the Rimmel Stay Matte Mousse, awful. Don't even touch it. It's disgusting. The Revlon Colour Stay was okay. It kind of sat weird on my skin. The Max Factor 24-hour stay foundation that they do, I can't remember the name of it, is not great either. There are some really great foundations at the drugstore, however. One of them is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is the matte and poreless, but all the Fit Me line I find are great. The original Fit Me I don't actually have a shade in because they run too dark or too yellow. But this is 120 Classic Ivory. It's a little bit too dark, too yellow, but the 110 was way too light, like seriously too light. Like I could not even pass it off too light or bronze it up or anything. It was awful. So this is the shade that I go for, and I really enjoy this. I find that it sits well on my skin. It does hide some stuff. It's not hiding everything, but it's hiding enough that I can wear it and feel comfortable in my own skin and with my makeup. So I really enjoy that. Another one I really enjoy is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I love that foundation. Love that foundation. I would get it again, and I will probably get it again just to see how it works with my skin now. Before I had super oily skin, and now I kind of don't. So I'm not sure how it would work for my skin now. Maybe I need the other one that they do now. I think it's the Pro Glow. Maybe I need like to mix a little bit of the Pro Glow in with the Pro Matte, but I love the Pro Matte. Love. Something else that I love, 100% love, are the PS My Perfect Colour liquid pigments. These are £4 each and you get them in Primark. And this is the lightning drops. The lightning is the better of the two. It works really, really well to lighten your foundation without changing the consistency. It comes in a dropper style, so you have control over how much you're using at a time. It is ever so slightly pink toned, but I don't find that it turns my foundations pink, it just lightens them. So I think that that's just the way they work. The brown ones, the darkening drops, do turn my foundation slightly grey. Again, I don't know if that's the shade of pigment that they're using. I've not tried any other type of product like this. So I would steer clear of the darkening drops, but the lightning ones are really, really great. Eyeshadows, just because I'm looking at eyeshadows on my thing. Sleek. Sleek eyeshadows are incredible. And actually, Gosh eyeshadows are good too. And this, the NYX Ultimate 16, this is the warm neutrals, the 16 pan. I love this palette. This palette goes so well with my Urban Decay Naked Heat. Like, some of the shades in here are just beautiful. And if you don't already have this palette, you need to get it. You need to. And the shades are so wearable also. Like, you don't have to have super warm tones to pull off these warm shades. I find that some warm shades you do have to have warm tones to pull off, but these ones you don't. They're neutral enough to be able to pull off if you have neutral or even pinky undertones. I have pink undertones and I love these eyeshadows. So that's something that I wanted to recommend. Also, we were talking about Sleek before I got distracted. Sleek eyeshadows. This is the Whimsical Wonderland collection, All the Fun of the Fair, and I have others, but they all come like this. They're all 12 pan. We'll just swatch a few of these for you. They're soft, they're buttery, they're pigmented, they don't crease really. It depends on the primer you use, actually, to be honest, but they're just a joy to work with. And to be honest, I picked the wrong palette because these are all pastels and you're not going to be able to see them. You can kind of see them, but the lighting in here washes everything out because it's such a bright light. I have this one, the Vintage Romance, which you've seen in my project pans, but this is what that one looks like. This one will be better to show you, to be honest. And you can tell I've loved this palette because there's basically dips in 4 or 5 eyeshadows in there, so that's what you get from that one. If you like pinky tones, you'll love that palette. You need to get it. It's the Vintage Romance. I think it's 141. Vintage Romance 141, yeah. Oh, I swatched in completely, entirely the wrong place. But that's the swatches from there. The one in the middle, this one here, is a gold shade. That's why it's less. Look, I've got pink fingerprints all over myself now. But yeah, that's the swatches from that. I'm just going to tidy myself up a little bit. So if you've not tried any Sleek eyeshadows, then you need to try some Sleek eyeshadows, and you need to try that NYX Warm Neutrals. I know they do other 16 pan ones, but none of them jumped out at me as much as the Warm Neutrals ones did. But now that I know the Warm Neutrals one is good, I would consider getting the others. Speaking of considering getting the others, I had to run and grab this. This is the Revlon Magnifies Colour Edition Eye Contouring Palette. But they do 4 or 5 of these. They're all 12 pan. They all look like this, and they all have different things. I have the Colour Edition, and I have the Blush Edition. And I know there's a nude one, and I know there's a smoky one. And I don't know if there's a 5th one or not. I can't remember. But nobody is talking about these, and they need to be. They need to be. These eyeshadows are insane. Rimmel have just like completely hit it out of the park with these eyeshadows. And this is just the colour one, but the blush one that I also have is just as good as this one. And that's just finger swatches. So let's have a look at these. They are soft. They're a little bit crumbly, not because they're powdery, but because they're really soft, and I go ham on my eyeshadows. So they're crumbling for me, but if you're nice to your eyeshadows, then they might not crumble for you. But they're soft, they're pigmented, and they are an absolute joy to work with on the eyes. I used the blush ones. I've not used these colours on my eyes yet, but I used the blush ones and they were amazing. It gave the most beautiful, beautiful pink blushed eye look, and it was just the best thing ever for drugstore, to come out of the drugstore, that I have encountered ever. And I've used like quite a lot of eyeshadows from the drugstore. I just think they're beautiful, and I got a mark on me again. But yeah, so pick those up. I did recommend these in another video, but definitely worth your money. Definitely worth your money. While I was in the other room picking those up, I also picked up some other things that I'm absolutely in love with. So lipsticks, I have the Maybelline Colour Sensational lipsticks. You need to try this lipstick formula if you've not tried it already. This is one of the best drugstore lipstick formulas ever. Ever, ever, ever. This is in the shade 630, and it is my favourite shade that I have in my collection from the Colour Sensational line. Something else that's my absolute fave, the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. I'm not a gloss person, so I've not tried any of their glosses, but they're just amazing. And they do kind of dry down so that they don't move, but they don't dry down so much that they make you dry. It's fantastic, and I love this formula of lipstick. Definitely recommend those ones. In terms of bad lipsticks, I don't think I've tried any really from the drugstore. I never was a lipstick person. Funnily enough, I used to be a gloss person. Now I hate gloss. So I can't really recommend any glosses to you because I hate them all. So there's that. I used to go through a lot of the bourgeois glosses, but the drugstore may have changed since I was 15, so. Lipsticks, highlighters, the sleek highlighters. If you've not, I think there's like 2 or 3 of these palettes. I have the Solstice palette, but I know there's another one, at least another one from this one. That's what that one looks like. Sorry about the glare and everything. These highlighters are insane. And they got a lot of hype on YouTube, and for good reason. They are insane. I didn't swatch that one too great. That's why that one's weird. You can kind of see. If I go over there, you can see better. These 4 here. They are insane. Like, on the face, they are blinding. Like, you have to be careful how much you use of those, because otherwise you could be like, you could blind everyone. And you could be like a unicorn, which is a great look for me. I love looking like a unicorn. But some people don't love looking like a unicorn, so you have to be careful. Another one where you have to be careful is the NYX Strobe Genius, which I can't open. And in here you get 7 highlighters. And again, these are all stunning. I'm not going to swatch all of them because I only have 5 fingers. Some of them obviously wouldn't work on my skin tone as highlighters, but they're so beautiful and so shiny and pretty and like glowy that you could, especially this one here, you could get away with using that as an eyeshadow. But the rest of them I think would work. Maybe this one is a blush topper, but they are beautiful as highlighters. And I'm sorry that the lighting in here is not doing it any justice of how shiny they are. Kind of like by there. But that's another one that you need to get, and that's the NYX Strobe Genius highlighting palette. Bronzers, I can't really talk about because I've not tried any drugstore bronzers because I've only been bronzing recently, and the bronzer I have at the moment, which is drugstore, isn't actually a bronzer, it's a blush. So can't really talk about bronzers in terms of what's good or what's bad. In terms of drugstore blushes, which are kind of bad, are the baked boxes, the blush boxes. I can't remember what they're called, but they come in like a little box with a bow, and they're baked. The one I tried of that wasn't all that pigmented, and I actually gave it to somebody who really enjoyed it as a blush topper or a highlight, so she's enjoying that, and it's no longer in my collection. So I wanted to talk about this. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator. I got this in Walgreens when I was in the States because you I think you can get them in this country now, but you couldn't at the time. They are beautiful. And I picked up this one in particular because of the colour, and my colouring, like pink highlighters and white highlighters, suit me best. So that's why I picked up that one in particular. But they do have a bronzy one, which is also nice if you have that kind of complexion. Blushes, I have the Essence Matte Touch Blush. These are crazy pigmented. Crazy pigmented. I kind of went a bit crazy there. There we go. And I can't remember how much these are, but I know they're not very expensive. And these, I remember exactly how much these are, and I'm tempted to have all of them in my collection at some point. These are the MUA, they're just the blushes. This one's in Lolly, and they're £1 each, and they are amazing. They're just incredible. There's this one here. They're just soft and creamy, and oh, they're just beautiful. Oh, I knew that they were good, but this one, you can see it has pan. But I knew these were good. I've forgotten how good until just then when I swatched it again, and now I want to put it on my face. I think that's everything. Oh, I did want to talk about mascaras, because my favourite mascaras are Drugstore, and I think that Drugstore do amazing, amazing mascaras. Some top mascaras from the Drugstore that I've tried are the L'Oreal one, the one that's my holy grail, which I've forgotten the name of, comes in the purple. It's like Million Volume Lashes or something, comes in a purple and gold tube. The Maybelline, the purple one, can't remember what that's called either. Everything will be annotated. Everything that I've forgotten the name of and was able to find the name of will be annotated. And I think it's like, it's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. That's another great one. But the Drugstore, they're just amazing for mascaras. Amazing. I will probably always enjoy Drugstore mascara over high-end mascara. I've not found one high-end mascara that I think is worth the money yet. So there's that. In terms of eyeliner, the Rimmel Scandalized eyeliners are great. Brow products, the Rimmel brow pencils are really good, but they tend to run a little bit warm, so if you need a cool tone or an ashy blonde, then you're not going to get that from them because they are a lot warmer. And that's everything for this video. I'm sorry it was a little bit all over the place. I didn't really have any rhyme or reason. I just know that there are so many great products in the Drugstore that I wanted to make sure that I got everything out there and told you everything that I have discovered so that you can go out there and try it for yourself. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.